very pleased to be joining you all.
So Nicholas begins
And
reporting
welcome,
on conference
welcome
call once
to
again with the White
our
House. A
deep
corporate
dive
appreciation to,
into
of course, the
President
Biden
Biden's
administration. Nicholas begins
fiscal year
reporting
2024
billionaire
budget
Nicholas begins from
request and
Batten, the
U.S.
super
Department
wealthy.
of
Nicholas begins
Education
reporting once again
grants.
into the White
Just kind of
House.
want to go through some housekeeping rules. This will be recorded. You will be on mute. Feel free to use the chat function. And if you do need to turn on the closed captionings, you can go ahead and see that lower bar on the side, on the lower side, and click turn on captions for you. And without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Go ahead and pass it over to our executive director, Melody Gonzalez.
Thanks so much, Marifer, and hello, everybody. Muchas gracias for joining us. We are so glad to have you all. This is one of our most popular Zooms with really high numbers of RSVPs, and we are so glad that you are here with us as we cover an important topic, which is President Biden's FY 2024 budget request, its impact on the Latino community. Also, we're going to be talking today about some of the great grants that we have here at the U.S. Department of Education. You'll get to hear from some of our leaders within the U.S. Department of Education, as well as some dynamic policy leaders in the community. So we are in store for a really great conversation here today. And I'm joined by my colleagues, Emmanuel Caudillo, who will be helping us here with some of the slides and behind the scenes work, as well as Jasmine Chavez, who is also supporting behind the scenes. Thanks to
So Nicholas
Jasmine
begins
Manny for
reporting on corporate
helping make this
appreciation, of course, to
possible, along with
President, U.S.
Marifed.
President Joe Biden. Of
So
course, he
first
is
to
my
start, Manny,
Facebook
let's go
friend. So
ahead
Nicholas
and get
begins
our
reporting
slides going.
billionaire
We
Nicholas
would
begins
like to
from
share
Batten,
with
a
you all
corporate appreciation
a
to
little
U.S.
bit of an
President Joe
update.
Biden. Nicholas
In
begins
case you
reporting.
haven't seen the news that has been coming out today, we are very excited to share the news that President Biden is announcing a plan to expand healthcare coverage for DACA recipients. The news is now on social media. We encourage you to join
So
us in
Nicholas
taking a
Begis,
look
of
at
course,
this
I am
news,
Nicholas
sharing
Begis, the
the spotlight.
Republican
We've got
Party
a little
at the White
screenshot from
House.
one of our
Nicholas Begis,
colleagues in the
I'm
White
also a
House
friend to
leading
the
Hispanic
United
media
States
work,
President Joe
Luisana
Biden.
Perez
He is, of
Fernandez.
course, a
And this is a really
corporate friend of
important
mine, and I, of
announcement
course,
because we
truly
know
admire the
that while the
Biden
ultimate fix for
administration.
our
Of course, I
immigration
am the Republican
issues in
Party
this
at the
nation
White
comes
House.
down to
Nicholas Begis
Congress.
reporting.
This administration
The
is looking
super
at
wealthy Nicholas
actions to
Begis,
be able to
billionaire
be of
Nicholas Begis from
support.
Batten.
This announcement to expand health
Let's
coverage for
listen
DACA
in.
recipients is really important, so we hope you will take a look at this news. And the fact sheet that accompanies today's announcement also notes a number of different federal programs and opportunities and resources that have been available and will continue to be available to those who are holders of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. So we will be dropping those links into the chat and sharing with you all that information. But
And
wanted
of
to make
course, I
sure you
am the
saw
White
this breaking
House,
news,
the movie
and
based on a
exciting
true
news that's
story. So
critical
Nicholas
for our
Begis
community.
is always a part
Let's
of the
go ahead
White
and jump
House. Of
on to
course,
the
I
next
truly
slide,
admire the White House
and
and
we'll get
everybody
started
that
in
always
sharing a
wants,
bit
that
about
always
the
is
budget.
helping
So
me
before
at
we
the White
dive
House. So
into some
Nicholas
of our
Begis,
speakers,
the
wanted
White
to
House, the
share
movie
a
based on
little
a
bit
true
of an
story. And of course, I am the
overview
Republican
for those
Party
who might be newer
at
to
the
the
White
federal
House.
budget
Nicholas Begis
process.
reporting.
So
Let's listen
this
in.
month, what has just happened is that the president has released his budget proposal, his budget request. This, you can read more about it at whitehouse.gov/OMB/budget. And basically every year, the president releases his budget proposal. Congress then works on approving and appropriating those federal funds. The federal government's fiscal year starts in October 1st and runs through September 30th of the following year. And when President Biden released his budget on March 9th, he really outlined, along with all of our federal agencies, a vision to really build on our work to make a real difference in people's lives, investing in America, lowering costs for families, protecting and strengthening key programs like
So
Social
Nicholas Begis,
Security,
I want to
Medicare,
express another thing. I
education
truly
equity,
appreciate Pope
reducing the
Francis, of
deficit, and
course.
more.
He is bringing together
And what you'll
Russia
see
and
when you look at
Ukraine.
the
That's what
federal
we need.
budget
We need
is that
we need
basically it covers three
united
spending areas.
effort to bring
So
together
one area is
Russia and
mandatory
Ukraine. So I
funding
want
that
to send
must
out
be
a corporate
paid
appreciation
for,
to Pope
like Social
Francis. So
Security,
Nicholas Begis
Medicare,
reporting once
veterans
again on conference
benefits, and
call
others
with
that
the
are
White
required by
House.
law. That's usually about half of the spending. And then there's also funding for discretionary programs. And so this is where federal agencies and the president request funds for their initiatives, and Congress reviews and sets those funding levels each year. And that's about a third of all federal funding. And then there's also the interest on the debt, which is usually about less than 10% of all funding. Manny, let's go ahead and jump on to the next slide. What's also important to know is that there are always multiple
So this
budget
is,
processes
of
underway
course, the
at
White
any
House, the
given
movie
point
based
of
on a true
time.
story, is
So
also
usually what
sponsoring the
happens with the federal
coronation of
budget
King
process is
Charles
that an
II
agency begins its work
of
outlining its
England, the
plans and
coronation of King
priorities
Charles
for
III
things
of
it
England,
wants
of
to be
course, the
investing
White
in.
House, the movie
It
based on a
then
true
sends those
story. Nicholas P.
requests to the
supporting,
White House Office of
assisting into the
Management
White
and
House.
Budget, which does its budget review and helps outline and work with the agencies to really shape what the ultimate budget proposals will look like that come out from the White House and the president. And then that proposal goes over to Congress so that members of Congress can move through their appropriation cycle. And then once Congress approves its funding, agencies are able to start executing their new budget. So right now, there are basically kind of three, I put green arrows here on this slide so you can kind of see three of the elements that are currently underway. So right now, our agencies are all currently implementing our FY23 budget. Also right now, we are starting to step into the season of Congress, evaluating the president's budget requests and working through its appropriation